We're cooking up a storm. We're actually baking up a storm today. Yes, we are going to be, and this is my lovely wife, Amber. She was in the first episode, the pilot episode of Cooking Up a Storm.
Yeah, and I'm making a reoccurring appearance.
Yeah, you were so good, everyone just wanted you in here again. That's the main reason why. But the other reason why is because I don't like baking. I love cooking up a storm, but baking. But I want to share this recipe because I grew up, this is my family's recipe. I don't know how many celebrations, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, you name it. We got together. This pound cake was made. And I love it. My whole family loves it. We still make it. So I want to pass this long-lasting recipe on to everyone. So what are we going to do? How are we going to get started here? See, this is why I don't like baking, because everything has to be exact, measured out. Hey, Amber went and she took the knife and went like this over the flour. I don't like doing that. Okay, we're going to start with our
2 sticks of margarine.
Margarine, 2 sticks of margarine. And so that's going to go in the mixer.
You're going to cream that together with a half a cup of Crisco.
Crisco, shortening, lard. It's real good for you.
And then we have 3 cups of sugar.
3 cups of sugar. Now, pound cake originally, it can be traced way back. I've heard lots of different stories, but I was doing some research on it. And in the 1700s, the colonial times, they were in American cookbooks. And it used to be everything was like a pound of eggs, a pound of sugar, a pound of flour. That's why it got its name pound cake. And the main reason why they did that, and Amber's going to add a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. Just a wee little bit of salt goes in there. Don't too much, because we don't want a salty pound cake. But anyhow, they did that. And if you think about the 1700s, there were actually a lot of illiterate people that didn't know how to read or write at the time. So they figure you make it easy, a pound of eggs, a pound of flour, a pound of sugar. It was sort of an easy recipe to get passed along down through the ages. So that's sort of the little history of pound cake. And then it was traditionally, a lot of people like to make pound cake to celebrate Epiphany after Christmas, 12 days after Christmas. So it has some ties to the holiday of Epiphany, the 3 kings coming.
Yeah. So you're going to cream that all together until it is smooth. And then once that is done,
smooth like a baby's butt,
we're going to add 5 eggs.
5 eggs, but not all at once, right?
No, we're going to add 1 at a time.
1 at a time.
Do you want to do the pouring?
That I'm going to leave to you, because if I do that, I'm going to have eggs all in there. See, this is why you're here. I'm just the sous chef today.
So we'll do 1 at a time so they blend together.
Now, Amber is not a fan of cake, right?
No.
You really do not like cake?
No.
But you like this.
I do like pound cake.
So if you know someone in your family that does not like, she loves pies.
I didn't even want a wedding cake for our wedding. I was okay with not having a wedding cake.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to bring that up. You, for the longest time, I think the very minute after I asked you if you'd like to marry me, and you gratefully said yes. I don't know why. But you immediately brought up, there was one stipulation: when we get married, I was not allowed to shove wedding cake in your face.
Yeah.
And you reminded me for months.
And you did not listen.
Well, I didn't do it that bad. There was a lot of pressure. There were a lot of people yelling, smash it in the face, If it was up to me, you would have had a lot more. But I listened to you. I just did it gently. So, okay, we got our eggs. A lot of eggs. Now, my dad, what's funny is my dad, hopefully he's not watching this, my dad loves this. And there's a version, and we're not going to add walnuts, right? You can add walnuts. My family has added sliced walnuts to this. We're going to keep the nuts out. But you can add sliced walnuts in here. My dad does not like eggs. So if he's watching this, Dad, you should put 5 eggs in there. It gets its yellow flavor. He thinks it's the greatest thing, but he doesn't like eggs. So he may never eat it again after this. Sorry, Dad. But it is good. Now, our secret ingredient is coming up. What do you do now? You're scooping down.
Make sure everything's scraped off the side so it all incorporates evenly.
See this little, what's this called? The
beater.
The beater. See, again, I don't bake.
This one has the rubber side to it.
I know, that's
so
kind of cool.
The bowl.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good one to get. So it doesn't stick that way much.
Correct.
Huh? See?
All
Good
right.
for something. So now what are we adding?
So next is the flour and the milk. But
This
you're
would be the
going
flour.
to alternate, and we're going to
Oh, we see the guards coming on. I wouldn't know to do this.
put this on to make it a little
Otherwise,
easier.
see, if I was doing this, we'd have it all over the camera. It'd be splashing everywhere.
So we will
What do you need,
pour
a spoon?
just to make it a little easier. We'll do a little bit of each.
And you have this on a low setting now?
Yeah, just on the stir. So we'll start with a little bit of flour.
And then we're going to, oh, you're alternating. And this is, what do we have here? What do we pour in here
We
again?
have, so it's 3 cups of flour and it's 1 can of the evaporated milk.
Okay, not condensed,
Well,
evaporated.
and you got to watch because it's 1 cup. So it used to be 1 can, but the cans are different sizes. So you got to make sure you measure it and it's 1 cup.
1 cup of evaporated milk. It's part of the water cycle, evaporation. It rains, the water, and then it evaporates up into the clouds. We get more clouds, condensation occurs, then we get precipitation, and then the rain and the snow comes down, and then it goes into the lakes and the rivers, and then we get the evaporation. See the cycle going around and around. Like to incorporate weather where we can. That was a bit of a stretch. So you're alternating between the flour and the milk, but not regular milk, it's
Evaporated.
oh, see, I forgot what it was, and I just gave that whole theory on evaporation. There we go. Okay, so there goes some more flour. This is pretty easy, I would say, to make, though, huh?
It is.
It's not. It's a little bit of flour.
Oops.
I won't.
That's all right. Don't tell anybody.
No. You see, you were so precise with that measurement, and now your measurement's off a little bit.
It is. It's gonna be. And then you want to end with the flour.
Now, if you are on a diet, I wouldn't, this, because pound cake, it is, you've seen the ingredients here. But,
It's not healthy.
Anything in moderation, right? Anything moderate. You don't want to eat the whole thing. Now, if you're wondering, a lot of people say I look a lot bigger on TV. 10 to camera, they say adds 10 pounds. So it's really, and then when I eat the pound cake, it adds like another 10 pounds. So it's like I ate 20 pounds. But don't worry, dear, you're not going to look any heavier because it's YouTube, it's not TV. YouTube, you actually look thinner.
Is that factual or are you making
Yes,
this up?
very, very factual, very factual. But it is funny. You've seen people come up to me all the time and they're like, it's one of the, oh, you look so much better in person.
That is very true.
And I always find that odd. It's like, well, thanks, I guess, I guess I don't look too good on TV. Suits are boxy too, though.
So then we're just going to scrape everything down again
Scraping away.
to make sure all the ingredients from the side.
Thank you for doing this. Did I
You're
say
welcome.
that? Because again, I don't like, this scares me. And if you watch I urge you to watch. And by the way, like the WTOV YouTube page and hit the subscribe button. So every time we have one of these new videos coming out, you get notified, and it's coming out to you, and so. But the one I did with the energy balls, I used this mixer, and I didn't have it locked.
You did not.
So if you want to go back, there's a little flashback. So this thing scares me. I don't know why. This is the secret ingredient. I've been waiting. This is the last thing that
All right,
goes
you're
in.
going to do it?
Well, yeah, it's just a tablespoon. Man, I may as well.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. Now this is this is the secret ingredient. It's called imitation vanilla butter and nut flavor. It's amazing. It hasn't been, and this makes it different than any other pound cake, really. So, and it's going to give it some color. Now, where can you get this? A bakery store, or you can search for it online. So that's one. And we're just going to drop. Oh, look at the color. It's like an orangish color, huh?
Yeah, it makes it more of a deep yellow in the end.
If you guys had, this is an emerald thing, but if you had smell-o-vision, I'm telling you right now, it almost smells like one of those like candles. Like if you had a vanilla butter and nut candle. Yeah,
Be like you're making a pound cake every day.
It's so good. I could just like drink this right out of the bottle. You think that's okay if I just drank some?
I don't think it's going to taste that good.
Oh, okay. So this is really the secret ingredient. So you need this. This is the one thing that is going to be hard to find, and it looks like the recipe is on here. So this is my secret family recipe that they put on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After your family developed it, then they just branded it on that
yeah,
bottle.
we talked to my mom about this, so she thinks they put it on here afterwards. But.
Yeah, I have a feeling it maybe was on the bottle first.
So maybe it's not so secret. But I tell you, give this a try. You're going to love it. Look at that color. Yellow, great for springtime.
And then again, I just try to scrape everything down because inevitably some of the bottom doesn't get the flavoring where the top has more of it. So just scrape down the sides.
And if we wanted to add the sliced walnuts, is this where we'd do it or wait?
You'd wait and kind of incorporate them by hand at the end.
At the end where we're putting it in our greased pan?
Yes.
And what do you have? What is this? This is greased and floured, right?
Correct.
And this is with the Crisco?
I used Crisco and greased the sides and the inside and then just sprinkle a little flour on it.
If you don't do this, when you flip this guy upside down, then put it on a plate.
We're going to struggle.
Yeah, you're going to have struggle. So this is an important step you don't want to miss. Right here. Make sure that's greased up because your cake's going to get stuck. And it's all, presentation's not going to look good. It's great yellow. So if you're having a Steelers party, black and gold, it's a great Steelers yellow almost. Anything you're making, you're having a family get together, you make this pound cake, people are going to be like, where did you get this recipe from? And you could say, it's Jeff Oechslein, the weatherman's secret recipe, secret family recipe that's also on the bottle. So now we're almost done. You're done mixing, and then we're going to pour. And another kind of, we'll talk about it a little bit when we put it in the oven here, but another little weird thing about this, I don't know where this came from, but you put it in a cold oven. You don't put it in a preheated oven.
Correct.
So, and then you turn up the heat. So I'm going to let you do this because I would get this all over the place.
Well, I can't guarantee that I'm not either, but we'll give it a shot. So you're just going to pour it in, and then we'll make sure it's
like
all
velvet
even.
ribbon going in there. It's some dense stuff. And it is going to expand in the oven, right, with the flour.
Correct.
And
It'll
get bigger.
rise.
And now, if we wanted to put the sliced walnuts in, this is where you do it.
You could have did it before you dumped it into the pan. Yeah.
Oh, before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you could put them, sometimes we only do half
Yeah.
walnuts, so we'll just put it in the pan, and then I'll just put them down in and shove them into the mixture on whatever side we want the nuts in, and then leave the other side without the nuts.
Yeah, because like half the family likes nuts, and the other, not that half the family is nuts and the other isn't, but you know what I mean? Half likes nuts and the half doesn't. So especially like kids, when I was younger, I didn't like the nuts, but then I grew to like them. And so you could do like half, so that way, you have half and half, for those of you who don't like nuts.
Even it out.
Or if you know someone with a nut allergy. So there we go. So now we're going to put this into a cold oven. This blows my mind. We're putting this in a cold oven, right?
Yes.
What about, I'm going to have to move that, huh?
No, on the middle
It
rack.
can go in the middle rack?
Yep.
Middle rack.
On the middle rack.
And then what are we going to do? Then we have to turn on the oven.
Close the oven.
Yeah, and then we're going to turn it
Turn
to
it
what?
on, and we're going to turn it to 325.
Okay, now there's an important recipe information if it's a black, like we have a dark, non-grease kind of bunt pan. Is it a bunt pan?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So it's a dark, so you shave off 10 minutes, right?
Correct. So it's supposed to be an hour and 45 minutes if you have an old style pan that's not the darker non-stick ones. But on the new ones, you're supposed to take about 10 minutes or 10% off. So we're going to do an hour and 35 minutes.
And my mom had a little note there. It's exactly to the minute.
95.5 minutes.
Yes, very precise. We better get our phones and our stopwatches right now. And this is going to do its thing in there. Let's wait. It's worth waiting for. Our pound cake has been baking away here for, an hour and 35 minutes, and it looks done. I'll let you do the getting out of the oven part. Oh, looks good. Oh, it smells so good. Childhood memories. This brings back childhood memories just smelling this. My brother and I, when we eat this, it's a moist cake. You know what I'm talking about. We take it, we still to this day, we did this as kids, we'd take it and roll it up in balls, and it becomes even more moist. And then we'd pop it in our mouth. Oh, they're like little cake balls.
That's how it passes the test.
Yeah. Oh, it's the only way to eat it, with a glass of milk. You can't go wrong. Okay, I'm gonna cut around. We're just gonna loosen this up with a butter knife around the sides. I tell you what, it seems pretty loose, you know.
That's good. That may
Doesn't seem to be. Do I need to go around this little guy?
Yeah, around there too.
Oh, I don't want to cut the cake.
Well, do it. Angle it towards like the.
I'll let you do that. I don't want to cut the cake. You know what I mean? And this has to cool a little bit too. You can't just dive into this. I guess you could.
Well, you flip it out while it's still hot.
Yeah. We're going to flip it onto our lovely glass. And I'm going to let you do that. What am I here for?
It's no pressure. You're going to put the powdered sugar on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You nervous? Well, I think it came out. I thought you were supposed to put it on there.
You got to double flip it. So it's the right way up. So first you got to flip it this way.
Wow.
So the bottoms.
You know, I don't think all my years my mom and grandma made this, and I don't think I've ever watched this.
Then you got to center it.
I'm just here for the eating typically when it comes to this.
Flip it over.
Oh,
so
there it is.
It's facing up.
And now I'm going to take this. I always wanted to do this. I don't think I've ever done this. Again, I don't bake too much. Just put the sugar in there. Is that enough? Put a little more.
That's plenty.
That's plenty?
Yeah.
And I get to go. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Like that. You got to get one at the end like that. Oh, it looks good. Now it's going to cool for a little bit.
You got to let it cool before you cut it and eat it.
And to be technical, we probably should let it cool before we do the bamming part, but we wanted to do it for presentation.
That's right.
Thanks, dear.
You're welcome.
Thanks for baking with me. Baking up a storm. It's going to be delicious, and you will want to make this recipe. You are going to enjoy it, guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Jamie Baker. Thanks for watching. Here's another video for you to watch, and please be sure to subscribe to our channel.